This video was supposed to come out on the 17th of March, but unfortunately due to technical difficulties, now it is 19th. So if any of you are seeing this after watching Dhurandhar, please don't troll me. This is a hypothetical scenario. Enjoy it and enjoy the movie as well. This video is going to contain spoilers of Dhurandhar 2, The Revenge. So if you are planning on watching the movie without any spoilers, caution, stop watching right now. But seriously, do watch the video because a lot of time, attention and detail and effort has been put into this work, so your engagement and subscribe to the channel will be dearly appreciated. By now, we have a lot of theories, speculation and hypothetical scenarios and blah 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 about Dhurandhar 2 all over the internet. So making it simple, we are going to figure out how exactly the story of Dhurandhar 2 might play out. And for this, we will take the existing character based on real life that are left in the movie, set them according to the timeline where the movie is actually taking place, and try to figure out what the actual hell might happen. Starting off with our main character, Jaskirat Singh Rangi or / Hamza Mazari. Now the first movie ended with Jaskirat successfully executing Rahman Decade and putting on a false show in front of the crowd. Now everyone believes SP Chaudhary Aslam encountered Rahman Decade and Hamza was a victim of it as well. Great. Now only one problem. Who is Jaskirat? Why is he chosen for the Dhurandhar project? What was the tragic past sequence that we saw of him during the 26 element attack? Was his family also a victim of such terror attack itself? The movie from here can take two routes. Route 1, they can continue with the story as it is in present day, which is okay, and there is a point where we might be able to see where it could be revealed who is Jaskirat actually. But if not, they can choose route 2. Here the movie starts exactly from the day Jaskirat first met Ajay Sanyal. Ranveer on a chair, Ajay Sanyal in front of him. This is obviously after Jaskirat got arrested for the massacre he caused in his house during the festival. And clearly he has been locked up for a little time at least. Now coming to the possible backstory of Jaskirat. According to the timeline and location of his hometown, it is looking highly possible that Jaskirat's family could be victim of Khalistani extremist attack, who will be responsible for Jaskirat's father's demise in a very gruesome way. Jaskirat possibly could be away from home at that time. Most probably he is already part of an army by then, and during this festival he comes home, gets to know what happened to his father, but the movie might take it up a notch from there. Now, from the glimpses of Jaskirat's mother, it doesn't feel like she is dead yet. Most probably the scenario could shape up like this, where we would see the extremist group killed his father mercilessly, then captured his mother and took her with them. Point to be noted, there is another character with the same Rangi surname mentioned in the credits. Might be the sister of Jaskirat, who is also captured along with his mother and kept in the same place where the massacre took place. Remember, he locks in to barge in the house, then he annihilates everyone. And in the same continuation of shot, we see him trembling in shock with blood in his face and looking at something or someone with utter shock in his eyes. This mission could not only be a mission of revenge but might also be a mission of rescue for his mother or his sister as well. But here is where things will change for Jaskirat. After the massacre, Jaskirat will surrender to local police, and obviously the kind of destruction that he has caused, he will be sentenced for a death penalty or at least life sentence. This is where Ajay Sanyal's character will come to play. Now obviously Dhurandhar is a off-the-book project, so there is no way he will be brought in daylight in front of everyone. There is high probability he was brought in under Ajay Sanyal's custody through misplacing him in a cell or secretly bringing him in during a riot breakdown in the jail, or bringing him in the name of changing the cell location or something like that. He will be guiding him throughout the whole montage sequence. We will see him learn combative techniques throughout the combat montages. We shall also see him learn Urdu, chemistry for obvious reasons, and drama as well. The way he controls the situation and people around him, no wonder he is so good at manipulating other people. Then as his backstory ends, we're immediately sucked back into the streets of Liari, where a gang war has broken out and has been continuing at least for few years. Rahman Decade's death has created a power vacuum in Liari, and obviously his arch rival Arshad Pappu will go for the throne. With Uzair in unsettled mindset, Arshad Pappu eyeing the throne, SP Aslam becoming a headache for gangsters, how is Hamza going to clear his path this time around? Remember this, when Rahman Decade's son was executed, he was there as well. If this time around Uzair is also executed and Hamza still remains the unharmed one, this is definitely going to raise some questions. Questions that will lead to people not trusting him blindly. The gang will not function under him properly and in return will hamper his goal of becoming the ultimate Sher Baloch of Balochistan. So how is he going to do that? How is he going to convince Uzair to hand him over the position of throne, and how is he going to tackle Arshad Pappu? Unless something so bizarre happens that Uzair has to flee from his own country and hand over his position to Hamza Mazari. To understand what that could be, let's take a dive into our actual reality for a second. By late 2013, the political winds in Karachi shifted. The federal government and the Rangers launched the Karachi Operation to clean up the city. Uzair, who had been the muscle for the ruling party in Sindh, the PPP party, for years, suddenly became a liability. Now focus on this shot where we see Jamil Jamali, Hamza and Khadani in a political rally celebrating the victory of Nawaz Sharif, which in real life occurred in 2013 as well, where he was elected for the third time as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. But wasn't Jamali part of Zarwari's political campaign? Wasn't Hamza and Uzair supposed to support Zarwari's political party as well? What was going on here behind the scene? It all started with a temporary alliance of Jamil, Hamza and SP Aslam Chaudhary. Rahman Dakit was only the first born to fall, but for Hamza, the main king was still safe in his den. So Hamza boiled the pot even more. His manipulation was not only limited to influencing Uzair take revenge against Arshad Pappu by feeding false narration of how Arshad Pappu and SP Chaudhary were the one who masterminded the encounter of Rahman Dakit, but also cutting out the funding of the gang and their possible connection with Major Iqbal as well, by secretly manipulating his father-in-law into shifting tide from Zarwari to Nawaz Sharif. This not only puts pressure on Uzair but also on Zarwari. Given the lack of Rahman Dakit and Uzair and Arshad Pappu being involved openly in a gang war, this will definitely negatively impact his election campaign. And this is exactly when the infamous football match happens. And at the end of it, Uzair Baloch scores the goal. Now this act of open violence is what ultimately decides the voting factor of Zarwari and Nawaz Sharif. And the negative impact of Zarwari's political campaign would be such that he would have to cut the fund of Uzair Baloch, the liability. And with no funding, already low on ammunition and manpower, this is when Hamza will signal Jamali to let SP Aslam Chaudhary loose. And we will see SP Aslam create chaos in the streets of Liari, openly executing the remaining gang members, making Uzair helpless and fleeing the country. And in that process, handing over the throne for our king. Till now, everything is going according to plan, except one thing. Keep in mind, in the wedding, Major Iqbal was the one who saw Hamza finalized the day when the weapons assignment would be handed over. So as we saw in the ending as well, he was searching for the answer. Who did it? So obviously he is going to dig, and his digging will ultimately take him to SP Aslam Chaudhary. There is definitely going to be an interaction between him and Aslam Chaudhary, which is crucial because this will reveal very important key details about Jamali and Hamza as well. Now see, till here the visuals of Arjun Rampal looks very sorted, in control, well groomed, no fancy teeth, and he doesn't even look like a person who will go into implant fake golden teeth just out of the blue. Then what happened? What caused this sudden dramatic change of look of Major Iqbal as time passed? Let's dive into reality one more time to see what happened. The year 2020, Ilyas Kashmiri, the infamous militant on whom Major Iqbal is based on, Kashmiri gained notoriety in February 2000 after leading a raid on an Indian military post. He allegedly beheaded an Indian soldier and presented that head on the army chief Parvez Musharraf, who reportedly rewarded him with rupees 1 lakh. So the dialogue that we hear,
हिंदुस्तानी काफिर का सर काटकर मुशर्रफ के दस्तरखान पर रखा था मेजर इकबाल ने,
was actually based on a real incident. And after that, following the year 2007, Lal Masjid siege, Kashmir broke away from the Pakistan establishment and shifted his operation to the tribal areas Waziristan, aligning closely with Al-Qaeda. He also built his own militant group, naming them Brigade 313, who he used to perform activity against his own state. This will be the key triggering factor for the plotline. So coming back to the film's storyline, after his interaction with SP Aslam Chaudhary, Major Iqbal is definitely going to ask some questions. Jamil's motto is understandable. He wants to rule Liari, keep the political power in his own hand, hence the backstabbing. But how does Hamza come into all of this? A seemingly ordinary henchman who was loyal to his employer, how did he manage to involve all of these people in power in his plan? This will lead Major Iqbal to dig about Hamza even more, and which will lead to yes, Alam Bepari might be the sacrificial goat in this plotline, for fueling Hamza even more, making Hamza take matters into his own hand, and his first action would be the death of SP Aslam Chaudhry. Just like real life scenario, SP Aslam Chaudhry will be blown off in his car as well, and the blame of this will be shifted on Major Iqbal. Bare Sahab, listening to this, will cut off Major Iqbal from any fund or arsenal supplies, leading him to being vulnerable to attack. See, both of them work under Bare Sahab. So if the rumor spreads that one of them is executed by the other one, obviously Bare Sahab will be pissed, which is exactly why SP Aslam will be blown off just like real life scenario, and the blame will be put on Major Iqbal. Bare Sahab, listening to this, will cut off the funding of Major Iqbal, his arsenal supplies, leading him to being vulnerable to attack, eventually getting ambushed by, yes, before the military attack, first Hamza will try to execute Major Iqbal himself, but he escapes the ambush. He somehow barely flees with his life. As he regroups, he creates the Brigade 313, this time completely going against the state of Pakistan as well. And as Hamza and Jamil were part of Nawaz Sharif's campaign, by then Hamza will build his influence even strongly in the ministry as well, labeling Major Iqbal as a threat to the country and unleashing a full-on military attack on him. Point to be noted, Ilyas Kashmiri was actually killed by the missile attack of America in his hometown. So by the looks of this place as well, it seems pretty clear that the air attack will happen, and Hamza will barely come out of it alive, and the final battle of titans will happen in the dockyard, where Hamza will not only kill him but also create the facade of his death as well. And this is when we will see return of the unknown man in his own home soil, and hence the end of... But wait a minute. Who is Yelena pointing the gun here then? What if the person Yelena is pointing gun towards is not Hamza but Jamali? What if Jamali saw that Hamza was going way out of his hand as well, so he might have tried to neutralize him? And this is where Yelena might have come into play again, as still under heavy influence of Hamza, she might go against her father again. Or this is actually what we think it is. Discovering Hamza's diary, where he had written all of the details about all the missions till now. So seeing all of that, she will have a lot of questions, and she might hold him on the gunpoint. As we have seen before, he will manipulate her into believing something else. Well, this is what I believe could be the possible hypothetical storyline of Dhurandhar 2: The Revenge. Now I could be completely wrong, or slightly wrong, or completely right as well. I mean, we never know until we see the whole movie, but I am pretty much sure Aditya Dhar has still managed to hide some key details from us, so there will be a lot more things much more different than what I expected them to be. Anyways, for me, this was my version of Dhurandhar 2 story that I made up completely just based on the visuals from the trailer, teaser, songs that came before it, and a little based on the information from real life scenarios as well. What is your point of view about this hypothetical Dhurandhar 2? Mention your comments below, and this video really took a lot of time and effort, so a sub to the channel will be really appreciated. And if you want more content like this, stay tuned to Amlan, Rexo.